I'll guess I'll be the interviewer as you've brought the passion today. So,
No, you need to also. You were just doing the shaking up thing. Otherwise, the shake up energy thing did not work. So you need to do it again to bring the energy, as it were.
energy.
You're not thrusting hard enough.
I think.
Okay, that could be the intro.
That's the intro.
Yo, how you doing?
Just moving around my whole room as you do.
So have
I'm
I.
making sure that-
I'm getting cold. I've thrown on this most wrinkly jumper I could find, so it doesn't help that the sun is the light makes it look more wrinkly. But maybe I should either turn this way or just stretch more, so it's a bit more flatter. I'm currently setting up my drum kit, so I'm trying to pull this bed apart because I need more space because the drum kit's too close to the wall. So I need to pull it back. And then I was like, okay, I need an Allen key. Found one Allen key. It's not the right size. Cool. Found another Allen key. Not the right size. Cool. 3. Found another Allen key. Not the right size. And then, beautifully, I obviously have all my tools in a see-through box, right? So I was like, cool, I'll just look down the side of the box. And then I found the Allen keys of all Allen keys.
Nice.
So it thankfully fits, because the Allen key that I need is like this second largest one, which is a bit too much. But yeah, finally I have managed to solve it, which is great. So I'm very, very happy. And now I need to slowly disassemble, if that's the word.
Yeah.
But I've also noticed the acoustics are awful in here when there's no bed in here. So I need to work that out.
You're not just put the mattress against the wall.
Yeah, I might put it behind, or I might put it against the window or something. I don't know yet. So, but yeah, the joys of setting stuff up and things. So yeah, it's been good fun. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I always find that every time I start this podcast, I want to move everything around. So luckily, I didn't press record 5 minutes earlier because I was moving the green screen to the other side of the room in a very small room. So it took me ages to get it to the other side.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Sometimes you need a change, don't you? You know, like they say, if you go into a new job, you hire somebody, you fire somebody, and you change something. So,
unless you work for yourself, that might be quite hard.
In that case, you move your room around, so it's easy. So, yeah, hopefully this week. Well, I think last week, because I found my in-ears, my AirPods. Last week I could hear on the audio like you speaking through my headphones, because I obviously just had iPhone headphones that were too loud. So hopefully there won't be any audio bleed today, which is a good thing. So it's all about that high production value, as it were. So.
Hopefully there's no audio bleed from when I have these.
Yeah, I think it's because maybe I sit side onto the microphone because I assume that I don't want to breathe directly into it. So I kind of like sit side on, so I'm not letting you. But who knows? It's probably going to have to cut out the echo of my bass drum. Yeah. It's probably going to have to cut out the echo of my bass drum because I can hear as I'm speaking, it's resonating my bass drum and my floor toms. So it's like a ring every time I speak. But yeah,
either the mic is so good that I can't hear it, or it's post-production that you'll hear it.
Yeah, you'll hear it all in post. Yeah, because right now it's streaming over the internet, so it's cutting it's downgrading the quality of it. So we'll soon find out. I always just do the whole remove background noise, and it seems to work out fine anyway. So yeah, so now I need to memorize how to pull this. Like, remember how I'm going to pull it apart. So if I want to put it back together, that I can put it back together correctly. That's the goal. So
the bed is up, or the drum
kit. Mostly the bed.
You need to get a Murphy bed that can just push up against a wall, and then you've got your acoustics sorted.
Or have a bed that's in the ceiling. Have you seen those ones that like come down from the ceiling?
Oh, yeah, those look cool.
Like the Japanese style thing. So I'm like, oh, it's even better because a lot of the time you have these high ceilings, you're not actually utilizing the space. So if you had like 6 inches, well, not 6 inches, like probably like more than 6 inches worth of like thickness, maybe like 10, 12 inches of something, then it'd be like, boop, and it comes down on like ropes or like wires. You just hope that it doesn't get activated in the night and you're slowly moving up into the thing. It's like a death trap.
You're
That's
just
one way to
dreaming
stay
that you're
awake.
getting crushed in like the Star Wars walls, and then you wake up and you realise you're against the ceiling.
Yeah, it's your own bed trying to kill you. Yeah, you know when people recreate like budget, when people like film and recreate films, but like with super low budget, like a couple of friends, you could be like, you build the bed and you recreate the Star Wars thing, like with the bed. But you just have the camera guy on an angle, so it looks like the walls are collapsing in. That'd be so funny. And then you just have like a Jabba the Hutt, which essentially is a dog, being like, oh.
Yeah, I'm sure someone's either not tried that or can give that a go. They can steal this idea and run with it.
Yeah, we're all about not only business ideas, but movie ideas. Talking about movie ideas, I saw your tweet towards the Wrexham guys about the to McElhenney about a new episode.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was so funny.
Have you seen the Have you seen the video?
Yeah. So background for you guys, just because obviously, otherwise it will make no sense. If you go over to Twitter and X and search Ryland Studio, you'll see that Tom has replied to Rob McElhenney on a tweet about a video. I think it's in LA somewhere, where there's literally a guy on a bus and he's hooked a what do you even call it? Yeah, a hammock in the bus, and he's in the hammock, and then someone's like, "Hey, better get off the bus," and he's like, "No, I won't," and then he wraps himself in the hammock and he's like spinning around. I think it's so funny, so funny. So they were like, Rob was like, "If you can name this episode, I will make an episode of Only Sunny in Philadelphia."
Not only someone said it.
Yeah, Only Sunny. Yeah.
They can imagine Charlie doing it. It's always sunny. Yeah.
It's always sunny in Philadelphia. Yeah, it's always sunny. So I think that would be a really funny episode. If they can do the whole, like, it's kind of like social commentary, right? You saw this in a thing and then they make a film about it, but they give it this great backstory. Because what I found, the episode that they did about when they were doing the like insurrection stuff in the US and like the ballots being like kind of like faked and stuff, and how they managed to get the gang involved in all of those different things, which are like real stories. I thought that was so funny. So, but yeah, I don't know what that episode was called, but yeah.
Side comment: how's your video? It seems a bit glitchy on my side. Yours?
It probably is glitchy. Yeah, I hope that it'll iron itself out in the real thing, because it's glitchy for me too. But I don't know what to do. I literally have no idea what I should be doing.
I feel like you'll be C3PO, like.
I really hope not. Shutting down. I really hope not. Maybe what I'll do just right now, before we actually fully start, is just turn the camera on and off.
Yeah, I've just closed loads of stuff in the background just to make sure that mine isn't randomly slowing it down.
That is true.
Your laptop's a little bit more powerful than mine, but sometimes it can be
I hope that nothing is happening, but yeah, I really hope that this is fine in real life. Otherwise, it's going to be incredibly irritating. I'll just have like me and you side by side, so at least then you're moving in real time, and then I'm not moving in real time, which will be hopefully less noticeable. So,
gotta look interested the whole time now. Okay.
Yeah, maybe I just got to freeze in like really positive ways, and then it'll be fine, right? So, should we get going? You can roll us in on this one.
Don't stop. Boom. Welcome back to Don't Be a Doorstop. I just remembered of something. Let me cut back to this, and then I'll start it again.
Cut that. I'm going to keep this in.
I spotted the Bible Project people going energy just before a video to basically get their energy going. So I thought of that straight away, and that threw me off my thing.
Okay, energy.
Don't be a doorstop. Don't be a doorstop. Don't be a doorstop.
And welcome back to Don't Be a Doorstop. So today we'll be speaking about insert here, because I don't even know what the topic is. We've been talking about production and sorting out our room as we've been getting ready. as you've noticed, the podcast has slightly changed its formation, or format, I should say. So at the start, we are just doing our preamble chat, just because we thought it'd be something a bit different, something a bit interesting. Yeah, and it's easy enough to skip if you're not that bothered. So yeah, what are we talking about today, Dan? What's on the dome?
I love that when you're like, I don't know what I'm going to bring to the table. So, like, do you have anything to bring to the table? I'm like, as soon as we say, let's start now, my brain goes blank. So I literally have nothing specific that I was going to mention as such. But
So the latest gig.
yeah, the latest gig was in Devon, and it wasn't with me this time. It was just Kimmer solo. So I was more so the muscle, the making sure everything's okay, making sure our in-ears are all good and stuff. But that went really well. And actually, some guy in his like 70s. So what it is, like a festival of like music and stuff, and there's fairground rides or like food things in this like, you know, this like petting farm type place. They have like a like it's on their grounds. So you have like there's like a roller coaster there. There's like a petting zoo. There's like food stalls, and then there's this massive like gig tent, this like stage. So Kim performed on the stage, and then later on in the evening, do you remember a band called Reef, American band, and they did this song that was put your hands up, put your hands
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Like that band were basically the headliners. So they were the
wow.
playing at
That's
like
cool.
8, 9 o'clock, which is pretty cool. But this guy, so Kimmer does her gig, finishes, while we're going around getting food and stuff, some guy like, is it like they make a beeline for you? They literally, this guy's like walking directly towards us. He's in his 70s or whatever with his bucket hat. And yeah, we should start selling Prime bucket hats. I've been sending Tom photos. This is a sideline. I've been sending Tom photos of every time I see somebody ripping off the Prime logo in an illegal fashion because it's copyrighted, but they'll get away with it because one, they're selling bucket hats with the word Prime on it, or like even so there was like a local fairground here over the weekend, and they were selling Prime like soft toys that were like bottles. I'm like, if Prime actually saw this, they would sue you, but because they're never going to see it, you're getting away with it. So I thought that was like a clever idea. So business idea number one, what brand can you take that you could do in such a small way that like Prime will never find out about it and you'll never get sued, but you're selling like £15 bucket hats to like primary school kids with the word Prime on top of it. I just thought it was great. Anyway, 75-year-old guy does a beeline towards us. And he was like, oh, can I just say you like what you did was amazing. It was really good. So Kim's like message in it is like basically like find your purpose and do your purpose. Don't listen to other people and go for it. Make steps towards your purpose. And he was like, that message is great. I was literally turned to my 11-year-old niece and be like, hey, granddaughter. I was like, hey, listen, like you like listen to that. That's really important, kind of thing. And he was super complimentary. And I was like, oh, awesome. Like, you know, in gigs, sometimes you don't get like individual interactions, but you see like a vibe, right? So you'll see, people over there like vibing, or people over here vibing, but you won't get necessarily those like one-to-one interactions as such all the time. So when somebody like explicitly like comes for you, because he saw us leaving and he was like, oh, I'll try and catch them when they come around the other end. So he saw like we were around where he was sat, so he came over to us and he was like, oh, I really thought your music was great. Like the songs and the lyrics and stuff was really, really good. So I was like, oh, if sometimes, you know, like if it was all for this one kind of like encounter, then it was all worth it. It was like that cool for Kimmer. So I was like, oh, this is really cool. And like, thanks to this like 75-year-old dude, literally a non-music, he's not musical. He just like enjoys music. So yeah, he was very complimentary, like ex-teacher / ex like head nurse or something like that. Lives out in Devon. And he was like, cool. Oh, yeah, you should come to Devon more often. I was like, Devon is very, very far, but it is very nice. So that was like a really nice personal interaction, which like makes things like valuable.
How was the gig compared to the others? I've heard that this is a festival vibe compared to the other ones that are more like club venues. Yeah,
so obviously the Wrexham ones was more like a showcase indoors and more so showcasing to other bookers of festivals and so forth. So that was obviously a little bit different. This one is literally more so a classic festival type thing. So yeah, it was good fun. And again, you don't have much time between two artists, but between the person before Kimmer and Kimmer, there was like a samba band playing like on the ground, like so they're not on the stage. So then you get time to set up and stuff. So yeah, I thought it was really good. And then Kimmer sang a couple of like extra like bonus songs that she doesn't play when she's with me because we've not added it to the set list yet. And they went without a hitch as well. So yeah, it was all really good. And most importantly, Kim was very happy with all the social videos that I recorded because I was obviously there to be able to record videos.
Nice. So you're there.
So yeah, the gig went really well.
And you're not drumming your videographer.
Yeah, and carrying the sound stuff to make sure I can plug in for her in-ears and making sure like she's settled and stuff before then I shoot off and take photos. So, but yeah, it was really, really good fun. Really good fun. So I'm really enjoying this. And like, so I'm not sure when this arrived, but I think since the last podcast, this drum kit has turned up, and I've got like a custom. I might not be able to show it to you. Who knows? Let's see. This might go horribly wrong.
Going live.
I've got like a custom. There's too many things. I've got a custom skin on the front now.
Nice.
So I'm really. Oh, actually, I need to keep talking when I'm showing it, so then the automatic AI will jump over to me. So yeah, I've got a custom Kimmer Otung skin, and it's in this nice like emerald like kit as well, which is really, really nice. And I've bought a Mapex kit, so it's like I've only ever bought Mapex. My first kit was a Mapex, which was like ages ago.
Non-drummers.
I personally love their like hardware, and also the colors of the kits are really nice. So like they have very specific, like intricate hardware pieces that just makes things easier. So one of which, you see these stands here, this boom like stand stuff, it actually can fold into itself. So it can go down into itself. So then it means that it's not like awkwardly stuck. It can like pack away really, really nicely. So that was like one of the many innovations that's dotted around the kit that I've always liked. And they've obviously ever since kept those things in. So yeah, I've always been a fan of Mapex for some reason. I like their stuff. I like their hardware. Their hardware is always like good. So yeah, that's my latest purchase, big purchase, which is kind of like a happy birthday buy, like a £1,000 drum kit, basically. So nice. It's needed as well, because you turn up at these gigs and they say they don't have any backline, which essentially means they don't have a drum kit for you. So you have to bring your own drum kit or arrange it with somebody else. So now I can be like, cool, I've got my own drum kit. So yeah. And also I was like, oh, maybe I should put it on Fat Llama, rent it out. Like if I rented it out like £40 a day or £60 a day, something like that, you soon make your money back. But I wouldn't want to rent it out now because I want to play it for a few times before I rent it out, because I want to like.
What you could do, there's a holiday mode, so you can say it's unavailable. So you could have it for rental so people can view it, but they can't book it because they still have to request to see if it's there, to see if it's available. So what you could do is put it up there, tell people about it, put it on the podcast if anyone wants to rent it for that one listener in London.
Yeah.
And it's like, so then you're out there. So then if people want to do it, they'll know about it. So then when you do go, right, I'm happy to share it. Because I guess it's that element of you'll probably have to go on holiday mode a couple of days before every gig to make sure it doesn't break. So you can fix it or tune it or whatever you need to do.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. One thing I have been thinking, so like this is probably going to be the actual content of the pod. I've been thinking that I want to start up solo podcast episodes again to build on what Doorstop is. So Doorstop, obviously we have a bunch of data now. We're coming up to like 50 episodes, which is phenomenal. Like it's really, really good. Because if you tell that to somebody, a lot of people don't know, like the episodes could be rubbish, right? They could be awful. But if you say, yeah, I run a podcast, like we've done three seasons. So we've run it for 3 years. We've done about 50 episodes or whatever, right? Someone would be like, oh, that's amazing. So,
and we've had sponsorships from Jobbing and.
Yeah. And we've had sponsorships across the years as well. So if people don't know what that entails, then it sounds great. But even if people know what that entails, it also sounds great. I keep on hearing like this, I'm not sure who it was by, but someone was like, every time there's a bit every time you like hit like a hurdle or something and it gets harder, this person celebrates because he knows that some people will stop. So as long as he carries on, like it's like natural selection, kind of like whittling people down. So every time something gets harder, he like celebrates it because he knows that it's like cool. Like most people, like some people will give up here, some people will give up here, some people will give up here. So it's like, can you do something for long enough that other people just give up essentially and not survive? So that's like one thing, like just lasting out the competition to some degree. But I'm also like, oh, maybe I can start doing solo pieces off the back of the insights from what we've learned. So one episode that's really popular is don't be afraid to be seen trying. That was probably a little bit wordy, but like, yeah, don't be afraid to be seen trying.
It's not only your voices glitching, it's the videos.
Yeah. I am a robot. So I'm like, oh, I could take the high performing videos and then do solo videos of them. And I think I want to do some like drum videos and stuff, just like, cool, I bought a Mapex kit. Let me do a review of the stuff. And I think one video that I want to do is like, the whole like, don't be afraid to be seen trying. I want to basically be a millionaire by 35. So I'm about to turn 34, which I actually forgot. I thought I was older. I was like, oh, I'm going to be 35. But no, I'm not. 2024, 24. So 34. Sorry, I got to add 10. So I think this year is I'm going to be a millionaire. And if I put it out there, then it's like, cool. I'm living it out, right? I'm putting it out there. Don't be afraid to be seen trying. I am going to be a millionaire, and you're literally going to watch me do this. And that would be a great YouTube kind of like journey of doing it.
People to go back on.
Yeah. And I think it'd be cool because like my kids or grandkids or whatever, or nieces and nephews can see all that stuff. So I think it'd be encouraging. And the first step to that million is like, I'm essentially seeing £1 million as a super, super small number, which means it's super obtainable. Like there's a flat that's in Stratford going for like 17 million. It's a penthouse flat. I've got us think that 1 million is nothing because there's people out here buying 17 million pound flats, penthouse flats in Stratford, East London. So I'm like, I'm brainwashing myself. Like we've always said, right? It's all about the mindset. So I'm literally going to become a millionaire. You're going to see it happen on Dan Ryland's channel. So go over and subscribe if you've not subscribed to that one. And if you're not subscribed here, then you should subscribe here because chances are I'll also be sharing some of the insights here as well and like how I'm going to do it.
So it's Inception. We're talking podcasting within a podcasting format.
We're breaking the fourth wall, right?
It's the Inception podcast.
Or the fifth wall or the sixth wall, however many dimensions there are. So
I guess I'll be the interviewer as you've brought the passion today. So
no, you need to also, you were just doing the shaking up thing. Otherwise the shake up energy thing did not work. So you need to do it again to bring the energy, as it were.
Energy.
You're not thrusting hard enough.
I think
okay, that could be the intro.
That's the intro.
Yeah.
I think I've been thinking the same of doing extra podcasts, and not necessarily. I think I'm trying to get out the headspace of trying to do perfection and know exactly what I want to do, and just do it, and then learn along the way. Because I've noticed just by doing this podcast, actually how hard it is to be consistent. Looking at your video, your camera, your mic, investing time, energy, finances, or whatever. Just to slowly build it into something that you're like, okay, what is 80% there? How do I get it to there? Okay, because it's a one-man band. I might have ideas to how to get it that extra 20% higher, but it's like, how can I just churn out more content and thoughts just to, I guess, learn more? So I've been thinking that recently as well, of creating more podcast content, but just stuck on the what, because I guess that's the thing. It's easy to churn out content when you know exactly, if you're talking about Liverpool or football, it's very niche, or tech or whatever. but I find that my thoughts and minds are to some extent dotted about in different areas. So I was more wondering actually like a day in a life or like whatever's my interest. So then if the spotlight's on me, then it sort of doesn't really matter what remit you go into, as long as your thumbnail shows that it's tech this week or sport next week or whatever.
Yeah, because we're not monolith, right? We're not just one thing, we're a multitude of things. And ultimately, if what I found is like if you just start something in some direction, doesn't matter that it's the right direction or not, but over time you realize what becomes like easy to say, or the things that we come back to. So the things that like persist then. So yes, overall, I would say that we've predominantly spoken about like emotions, creativity, ideas, mindset and stuff. And we've just carried on doing that because that is like an interest of ours. So it's like maybe we did do some like Welsh speaking at some point, but it's kind of like gone off a little bit because it's just like harder to do. So like we've just kept going forward and just trying things. And I agree with the whole perfection, or even like the analysis paralysis kind of stuff, isn't it? Just doing pieces to camera is harder than having a conversation. So that's another thing that I'm interested in. Just doing a piece to camera, looking at a lens is a little bit harder, but all you have to do is just imagine that person on the other end. Like, who does that look like? Who is that person? And try and like project as if you're speaking to that person rather than anything else. I watched this lady do this like how to become a millionaire video, and she's just projecting that like she's got this like 35 to 45-year-old woman on the other side that just like this information is out there. Here, I'm just telling you this information, this like route one. And I'm like, I think I'm tired of these people that become millionaires telling other people to become millionaires, which is probably likely their audience are, like could be a split of people that will never become millionaires and then people that will become millionaires, right? So it's like I read I can't remember the name of the book, but the book essentially said the way that millionaires become millionaires are selling books to people about how to become millionaires. That's how people are becoming millionaires. Do you know what I mean?
So Dan started to write a book.
Well, this is it. You've tied me
to
perfectly.
make your first million.
You've jogged my memory. I think if I take episodes and essentially refine them into chapters of a book, if I did 12 like pretty decent episodes, or like overall, like whichever episodes get the most views become your chapters, you could then utilize what I've said in the video and also like flesh it out more. So like it makes sense that chapter 1 is like, don't be afraid to be seen trying. Like that would definitely be like number one way to become a millionaire is don't be afraid to be seen trying. This is chapter 1 and this is it. You need to put it out there. I'm going to become a millionaire by this time, by this goal kind of thing. You know, like that's it. It's out there now on the internet. Someone will bring it back up at some point. And I'll be like, oh, cool, I did do it. You know, whatever, you know. Positive mindset. So, yeah, you just got to get it out there into the ether, like speak it into existence, as it were, be like affirmative, like affirmations and all that stuff. So, yeah, millionaires are making books that we're then buying. And saying that, I'm definitely going to get Gary Vee's new book, which is about day trading attention or something like that, because it's on Audible. So I'll probably be able to get it for free, even though it's not for free, right?
Or whatever.
Yeah, I think my level has now gone to 2.5. I think I can do 2.5, just about. So
upgrading. Yeah,
but yeah, so yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Have you had a chat with your business person? Not that you can say who it is, probably, but has that happened yet?
The one that you talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Okay, cool.
I've not had any contact.
Hold that for next week. So, but yeah, so this is the stake in the ground on this channel to be like, I'm going to be a millionaire by the time I'm 35. And then on my other channel, which is my personal channel, I don't think I've posted since like the end, that like some point in 2023. So it'll be interesting to reignite.
I think that's the thing. I was looking at the analytics of Don't Be a Doorstop when we were on a roll of doing it week in, week out. And actually, the analytics aren't too shabby. And then we randomly just stopped doing it and just lost all momentum. I need to start again.
Yeah. And the most important thing is that we didn't quit. We're still here. Like, trucking along, as it were. And I agree. One thing I did think, could I do videos which were only shorts? So they wouldn't be long form ever. They would only be shorts. And then could I basically do that? Because they don't need to be long. Because you always think, oh, you need to make an 8-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute video. And actually, like, could you build a YouTube channel with just shorts, aka TikTok, right? TikTok, if that does end up disappearing, I think like YouTube Shorts are going to be like everything is TikTok like orientated anyway, right? It was short form videos, so you could do 2-minute videos, 1-minute videos of just like how you becoming a millionaire. You sit there, record it for 10 minutes, and then just splice it out, and then you have your like week's worth of content. Like you post a video every day. So I'm like, I'm unsure. I'm not sure if I'm going to be like punchy enough to do it just as shorts yet, but I might trial just doing shorts. Because I think more people will watch it. So
yeah, I think it is interesting. Because last time I was looking at algorithms and stuff, I think TikTok were trying to push people to either carousel images, like scrolling through images, or 5-minute videos, which I thought was a bit random. That it feels like you're going back on yourself with Instagram with the images, but then you're also tapping into the YouTube slightly longer videos when actually TikTok is renowned for, similar to Vine and those types of things, is the short format.
yeah.
And
now you mentioned Vine, I definitely think Vine is going to come back, because if TikTok is like on the verge of being like cancelled out in the States, I think it would be a perfect place for Elon Musk to bring back Vine, because that was the V1 of TikTok, essentially, wasn't it? Like short form videos, and we all got introduced to a bunch of comedians and a bunch of like people that did like skits, right, like acting and stuff on the kind of like the American scene. So I think it would be a really interesting place to bring
Talking about Elon
back.
Musk, I spotted his tweet yesterday that was, out of interest, in all honesty, do people call this X or call it Twitter? I mean, they nearly commented to be like Twitter.
Yeah, it's the same as like, like Hoover is a brand, but everybody calls it a Hoover, right? It's like sometimes you have to just like go with what the majority label is, even though it's the way that it is, right? So yeah, if
X,
people are saying,
do you still call it a tweet?
No, I don't think you do.
Because
I don't know what the alternative is.
I don't even know what they're called. I don't even know what the new branding format is.
Would it be I just posted an X? Or I just posted an X? I just did an X post or something. I don't know. Or like an X thread.
Yeah,
or an
sounds
X
like your OnlyFans page.
Yeah,
I think that's why it doesn't land.
Talking about OnlyFans, I put on my LinkedIn, inside it is the OnlyFans for musicians. And then when the guy called me up yesterday, he was like, "Oh yeah, how you doing?" Like catching up, and he's like, "Yeah. So I see you running like this new thing like inside it, like the OnlyFans for musicians." I was like, "Awesome." I've got him. Like the fact that somebody can like tell that back to me as like a point of conversation, like, "Oh, tell me more about this," is good. So even though we kind of like shied away from using it, it's actually gritty enough to kind of like make it more memorable. So I'm like, oh, I'm happy that that's the that's the case.
Tagline.
Yeah. So don't be afraid of applying raunchy taglines to things, because it makes it memorable, and then you're probably going to have a better conversation off the back of that. So, closing thoughts, raunchy tagline.
What raunchy tagline can you guys come up with? And it can't be too
don't
obvious.
Be a doorstop.
And it can't be too obvious. The subtlety is where it's funny.
Yeah, Dave Logan, come out with a beauty. Dave Station, come out with a beauty. Give us a raunchy tagline for "Don't be a doorstop," which helps people. Actually, talking about that, do you genuinely want to be on the back of the bus advertised as "Don't be a doorstop"? Because again, I think "Don't be a doorstop" is quite like gritty in the sense of like, what do you mean? Like, in what way am I a doorstop? Like it causes offense. And then I'm like, don't worry, let me tell you why it's a doorstop, and this is it, kind of thing. Would you actually want to be on the back of the bus?
Because I think maybe we should involve our community to what photos or wording.
So this is what we'll say.
Closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts.
Again,
yeah, for the 5th time. This is good. This is a good episode. There's lots of variation. I had an email this week offering my agency advertising space on a local fleet of buses in North Wales. I've made the big leagues, people. I've made the big leagues. So I was thinking no chance whatsoever that I would be advertising on the back of the bus. However, proposition 1 is like, don't be a doorstop. And don't be a doorstop could be a funny advert on the back of a bus. So I'm
holding a Prime bottle. Owners of Prime.
No, it should be wrong. Like, it should be a Prime like soft toy and bucket hat. And then don't be a doorstop sells Prime toys, basically. So do we do back of this bus advertise? I don't know how much it is, so I'd have to check. But do we advertise on the back of the bus for doorstop? I would be like, if we get 2 comments on this video, because 1 is going to be easy-ish. If we get 2 comments of people saying different people, non-related to us, non-family members, saying, what should they say in the comment?
An idea of whatever we do to the bus image.
But I like
to be relatable, but
they should comment bus butt. Bus butt. If you comment bus butt, you can either spell butt with 2 T's, you know. If you comment bus butt and there's 2 people that are not related to us, I will inquire about this ad. And we might be on a fleet of buses with our faces being like who's that Steve-O guy, right? With our faces on the back of the bus in Flint with the word "Stop being a doorstop." Stop being a doorstop.com. No, wait, didn't I say like stop being don't be a doorstop, learn how. Don't be a doorstop.com. We'll have a QR code or whatever. So yeah, if 2 people comment bus butt, I'll inquire on how much it costs. And then we're probably going to have to crowdsource the finances for us to be on the bus. And then, because we
like,
can't.
Why are you checking out the butt of a bus? Don't be stop listening to our podcast instead.
Stop checking out my rear. Listen to my podcast. Actually, that'd be funny. You know what might be funny is they might say we're not allowed to advertise with that like raunchy thing. Yeah, into bus butts. Listen to our podcast. So yeah, I think it'd be funny. So yeah, we're looking forward to those 2 people
into big butts, and then we can sell
Duolingo pants, Prime boxes
pants with butt cheeks on, like Duolingo.
It's all coming together. If you don't know what we're talking about, go back to a couple episodes back. We'll talk about Duolingo boxes. Has a new competition. Yeah. Into big butts,
and then it was just us in the boxes. Feels like nothing at all, like Ned Flanders.
I'm genuinely interested in how this could go. Yeah, into big butts? ? It'd be me and you stood in Duolingo boxes, but we should do Muselingo boxes, and then with the over the shoulder look, and then it'd be like, listen to Don't Be a Doorstop.com. I think we've come up with it. There you go. You had an in the moment creativity. If somebody in the comments can come up with something better, that'd be good.
Butts as in butts as in excuses.
Yes,
that would be a very
big
clever
butts,
thing.
No butts. Don't be a doorstop. Like
don't butts.
Don't butts. Big butts, small butts, no butts. Time for action. Listen to doorstop. No, I don't know.
Right. we'll leave it for our community, and we'll come back with thoughts and ideas.
So we're really looking forward to hearing what you guys think. Because we love you guys. Thanks for listening. And if you haven't followed us yet, please give us a follow. We'll make it worth your while with more butt humor. And until next time, keep hammering those nails, and also give us a more raunchy tagline to use. And we'll go from there. Bye for now.
Bye.